And now we'll move to the last one.
Okay.
All right. The last thing we're going to talk about, this one could be kind of quick, but we're going to end this on a little more upbeat thing.
Oh, goody.
Sort of upbeat. I don't know. Maybe not. Whatever. Whoa, what is that? So basically, I'm not going to read this article, but it's by Kevin Victor Ray. And it's using rumors to create a living world. And what I liked about this is because this is something I've done in my games. I did it a little differently. Okay, so Crafty says they are evil draw. Good. Is using rumors in your game and inviting your players into that. So that the world feels more like a real, unique world or lived-in world. So these 3 little steps here: give the players a sense they're inhabiting a world in which events play out around them. Give the players varied options of adventures to explore, thus being active partners in shaping the campaign. I like this. Again, I'm more sandboxy than Heathen Dog, so I like this. And I'll give you an instance of where I used something similar to this. It wasn't rumors for me; it was wives' tales, but the same thing. And empower the player to introduce a piece of information that the other player characters might not know. So
that sounds a lot like trusting players, and it never goes well.
I disagree with you. It can go well. It can also be taken too far, but that's why I use wives' tales. So and also why I like the idea of rumors. It's the same basic concept. They don't have to be right. So what I did in one of my D&D campaigns that we played at the apartment after we stopped playing, in the dorms, is I told the guys, I said, look, I want you to come up with wives' tales, sayings, little anecdotes, and so forth. And they may or may not come to fruition. The easiest one, this didn't actually happen, but the example I used with them is it's like the pot of gold under the rainbow. Well, rumors say, hey, there's a rainbow over there. There's a pot of gold under every rainbow, right? Let's go find out. And you can turn that into an adventure. Now, did they find a pot of gold under the rainbow? Well, who knows? In your campaign, maybe they did. And maybe in mine, they just found the leprechaun. I don't know. But the point being is you can have them come up with ideas. A stitch in time saves 9. Well, it might mean this in the real world, but it might mean something else in your world. And have one of the characters just blurts out a weird, random meaning, game contextual meaning for that. That's something that me as the game master, I put in the back of my craw and go, okay, I can maybe use that. Or maybe even just as a red herring. But you seem to be skeptical.
Well, with number 3, yeah, I would never do that. But the other 2 is fine.
I mean, this isn't direct saying, "Hey, you must do this." It allows them introduce a piece of information that their player characters might not know. If somebody says something like, let's use Earth Dawn for example. You come up with a key knowledge for a sword that just says, "Learn that it was forged in a volcano." And you decide, just whatever reason, you start talking, and all of a sudden you created a kind of an epic tale for that. As long as it doesn't break the game, I see no reason why I should say no. Yeah, and all of a sudden, now that there's a key knowledge for that, which is game affecting, because you can tie a legend point, or you spend your legend points, increase your thread, and you've got a more powerful sword.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
As a DM, you can use rumors to plant clues. So you can just have people talking. So what makes a good rumor? An emotional hook, a brief description. I think this is a little misworded. Not that he's wrong, but I think it's a little misworded. You don't necessarily need an emotional hook, but you need something interesting. And maybe that's what he means by that. But with an emotional hook, you can guarantee the player will become interested in pursuing the rumor. That's why I say more interesting.
Yeah.
Think about the character's motivations in your group and what you can use to lure the party to go after the rumor. And that just takes a little bit of effort in knowing the players at the table. A character who desires to be famous could be motivated by a rumor saying that a legendary monster has appeared in the area, or that an undefeated champion is taking challenges from any who think they can beat him. Well, that's the Swordmaster from Earth Dawn.
Yeah.
You'd have to go after that, or not have to, but you know what I'm saying. So
you'd be pulled toward that. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Examples of rumors. A few dock workers talked about a massive wish-granting turtle living somewhere in the swamp. Sorry, but if you hear that in my game, you can just know that's fake. Somebody was smoking something. I don't do power fantasy games. This is just a little too weird for me. Now, it could be something completely different than that.
Yeah, it's not a wish granting turtle. It's just a turtle that
Might not be a
that can
turtle.
talk and does something, but it just happened to be what the guy who started the rumor wished for.
Sea elves living underneath what's it called, a berm, or what's it called, those floating islands of just soot and algae and so on and so forth. I forget the name, but living underneath one of those who actually used illusion to shoo people away, but it got converted into something like this. But it still might intrigue you to go go search it out. Oh, what's there? Not that it has to be talked about in air, but the Melora is the matron mother Huskulian who's trying to destroy the world and video the soul-eating elementals. Okay, fair enough. Somebody will probably correct me in the comment section. Turtles actually needful things guy. Monkey paw wishes. The needful. It's a market. Rick and Morty reference there. Monkey paw wishes. Only if I get to buff up and kick his ass at the end and spit on him. All right. See, a hag has been paying travelers for their stories downriver. A hag wouldn't do that.
No. A hag would make you sit down with her, tell a story, and while you're doing that, she will curse you or something,
Yes.
or take your soul or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. A local druid is asking for help curing alchemically mutated animals in a nearby swamp. Okay. I mean, that's a pretty blunt on your face, rumor/adventure hook, but yeah. Everyone in town of Apat has fallen asleep after a mysterious stranger passed through. And then you get there and find out that they're not asleep at all, but having a party. I don't know. I mean, not all rumors have to be true. In fact, one of the cool things about rumors when I use them, or again, I use wives' tales, is that most of them were fake. But when they were real, they really enjoyed them. And how to incorporate them into your game. A few ways you can incorporate rumors into your campaign. First of all, I recommend building a simple rumors table you can roll on. I didn't even do that. Like I said, I either built them in because, again, I do timelines. I'm a little bit more structured than pure sandbox. And I will use rumors/wives' tales to get the players kind of go the direction that I prefer. But if they still choose not to, well, I roll with those punches. I particularly like rumors in Act 2 of the campaign, where the dramatic action is rising. The players have earned a bit of reputation in town. Sure. NPCs might specifically seek out the players after hearing rumors about some lost treasure or newly found ruin or strange monster sighting. Yeah. So anyway, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, I like the idea of using rumors. I don't like just blatantly giving characters an adventure. If it's a module, there is, what do they call it? What did OGGM call it? Adventure advocacy. Where it's like, we're playing this module, this is what I prepared for. As a good player, you're going to want to be part of this, stop being a jerk. But if I don't have anything definite planned, or if I need to figure out a little bit more of what they're doing, something like this is helpful. And I'd like to use them as callbacks. So they might have heard a rumor, maybe heard it 2 or 3 times, but it's just one of those things that, maybe they couldn't understand the meaning to. And I'm not talking some brain teaser. I think that goes too far. I think that's when the DM's trying to stump the players intentionally, but maybe for your group that'll work. But all of a sudden, 4 or 5 adventures later, after they've almost forgot about it, that rumor is in your face or something they can act upon. So what do you think?
Or like the town where everyone fell asleep. 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks later, they're walking the countryside and they come in this town and there's no one around, but it looks well kept. You're like, what the hell? And then you see a sign that says the name of the town, and like, oh crap, that's the town we heard the thing about.
The Stepford Wives town.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever. And then they're going to stop and investigate it because it's something they heard about and it's weird, so they're going to stay.
I agree with what Jorhodo said. In my humble opinion, for an RPG, video game rumors are great as events, optional quests. Yeah, I mean, for a video game, for campaign, the reason why I like rumors goes back to the old school days. Keep 'em Borderlands. I loved how that rumor system worked. Now, it's oversimplified for today's standard, but anybody who's looked at or knows Keep 'em Borderlands knows exactly what I'm talking about, and I really thought that was a great presentation of rumors and how to use it in the adventure setting.
Okay.
So, all right, I thought you'd have more to say about that.
I have no problem with this. I mean, trusting players is never a good idea, in my opinion. But making it so what the player says could be true, could be false. It's up to you. Well, that's fine then. You can let them blabble on all much they want. It doesn't have to be true.
Crafty's absolutely right. Rumors and legends are great for games like Forbidden Lands, especially when you do Forbidden Lands, the hexes aren't defined until you go there. So my Forbidden Lands map, other than the general map of the actual world, my map is going to be a little bit different than your map.
Filled with random things compared to yours. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. All right. I thought that would be more interesting for people. I guess not. So let's move on to segment